Hi guys, it's me again, the me you don't know, but that shouldn't matter for you to enjoy a good story. So let's get on with the show now, shall we? Literally recording this a couple minutes after the last video, so yeah, I found myself making that video a bit early. So I have like another hour to spend basically while I'm out here freezing my tail off. But anyways, I said that Deku and the gang were heading to Japan. Yeah, they're not heading to Japan just yet. They're going to rest a bit and explore this giant skyscraper basically. I don't know what to call it. It's just a huge building made of buildings. As there's actually quite a lot of people still alive in there. And Deku's just wondering, how have they survived a week? And how long would it take for them to build this thing anyway? Like, did they just pick up the buildings while people were in them and just brought them here? How did they move the buildings in the first place? It's just a bunch of questions running through Deku's head as they're just exploring this awesome town. It's like no one's even worried about the zombies. Like they, it was the military that just like, hey, California got hit first. So like it's all destroyed. That's why it's all a barren wasteland. So don't come here. There's a bunch of zombies. You will die. That's basically them just saying, yeah, you don't want to come here because we will not protect you. If you weren't here when this all started, you're not allowed in. As Deku was only allowed in because he was a part of the military, basically. So, yeah, even though he was part of the military, they still said that he can't stay for long because, again, he brought a few people with him, and like just a few people would drain their resources as they're very skimmed as is. Skimmed, skinned. They're low on resources, is what I'm trying to say. They got farms are growing, but farms are slow, but it's something. Something's more than nothing. But yeah, it takes a while for it to grow too. So, and it's only been a week, and they're already low on resources. Makes you wonder why. Maybe it's because they allowed so many people to survive, and they're just eating it all up. But yeah. So I guess they would just they can't really eat or anything because like they don't want to take up their resources that they're over exaggerating on, saying they have very little when no one seems worried about that at all. They're just living as happily as ever. But eventually they do have to leave. I'll say they were there for about 3 hours. So like, what time did they get there? I'll say it was like 11 a.m. So being there for 3 hours, and so they were there till 2. Yeah, and so they're headed to Japan now with the Wild Wild Pussycats in tow. And at just this last part, I said that Koda called Deku Pops for some reason because he sees him as a father figure now. And and Aries pretty much started calling him Papa too. So like they're really his kids now. As then when Jules just hear them calling him Pops and Papa, Jules plays that video of Deku and Ruby talking as he says, I can't leave my kids behind. As Deku saw them as his children long before they saw him as a father. And just want to throw that in there as they're all pretty much just bonding on this long trip to Japan. It's gonna take a while. I'll say it takes them a day because like they're constantly stopping for supplies and things. As this one time they stop at a hospital. I'll say this is like, I don't know, Chicago. They stop at a hospital in Chicago. And and yeah, it was like surrounded by zombies, but the doors were like barred, like no one is able to enter as it's locked from the inside, so like definitely can't enter. Deku makes his way to the roof. I'll say like they parked the weird machine, the thing they're traveling in on the roof, so like just gets out of it and it's on the roof. And Deku, he's about to knock a huge hole in the ceiling, but then Jules stops him and is like, I can just turn it to life and have it open its mouth and we could just jump through there. As Deku's like, your quirk is really weird. As she's like, I know. And awkward silence is they just she just turns part of the roof to life and have it open its mouth. There's just a hole leading to the inside of the building now. And yeah, they just jump on through. But Deku does. Jules stays up on the roof because, like, she's not finna risk herself. Instead, she sends in Ruby and Sapphire to back Deku up. So, like, yeah. As Koda and Aries stay in the little ship thing, I'll say it's like a blimp now. So, like, they're in the blimp. They're, they're in the blimp. Yeah, that's what they're using to travel to Japan. A big, slow blimp. So yeah, that's why it takes a day. Plus they keep on stopping. As Deku gets in there, he sees two or three people nearly starved to death. As, as he goes up to them and is like, "Are you guys okay?" And this really old guy is like, stay back, I say. As this guy is just like freaking hallucinating, thinking Deku's a zombie, because like they haven't eaten in a while, and like there's nothing but pills and medicine in that hospital, and like they have no patience, so it's just like three people there, and I say it's like the receptionist, a doctor, and a nurse. It's like it's more like a clinic than a hospital. So like, but it's kind of biggish. This is more for storage than treating patients. So not many people go there, which is why they haven't got infected or like attacked when everyone was getting scratched and needed to go to a hospital. So like, makes sense, right? Uh, Low time clinic just doesn't exist to anyone who knows about them. Like, no one knows that clinic is there because like it's not on any map or anything. It's just there for storage, basically, as I said. As Deku's like, well, if you give us some medicines, we can give you food, and we can take you with us to Japan. As they're like, are you crazy? We'd rather die. As the old guy just passes out after saying that. As the nurse and doctor catch him and it's like, will you really? We're really hungry. Can we have something to eat first? As Deku's like, well, we kinda need the medicine first. As don't have food on me. We have to get back to the roof for that. As they're like, okay, there are bags right over there. Help yourself to whatever. And I'll say like a good hour later, the old guy finally wakes up, and as the nurse and doctor are like stuffing food in his face, like, here, eat this, eat this. As yeah, they were starving, and yeah, you get kind of crazy when there's suddenly food in your face, and they they're on a blimp, and they have food in their bellies now, and Deku got a lot of medicine, and yeah. So those are the only few people they pick up along the way to Japan. Uh, yeah. So now let's get to what's happening at UA. As where I left it out off with the area Shinso was in being slaughtered, right? And the teachers had a big cement wall or concrete wall surrounding the entirety of UA, and like only Suyu and Mina survived the Nomu attack. As they're traumatized now, not really speaking to anyone except themselves. So like, yeah, it's not going to be the same Suyu or Mina, cause like they are really depressed and traumatized after seeing so many people just die in their face, and they couldn't save anyone, and they're like, and we wanted to be heroes. Heroes have to face that. Like we can't do that. We couldn't even stand up against those guys. Like, and they pretty much just lost the will to become heroes, as they're really depressed, as I said, and traumatized, scared, and all around just emotionless. So, yeah. Yeah, so like a day or two go by as the heroes and all the students are in the school building. They're in like the assembly area, the and they're having a discussion about what to do, or whether or not they should search the city for survivors, or if they should just stay to themselves and try to train their quirks so that they can be better suited to face off against zombies, or if they should just try to survive. As Midnight is like, well, either way you put it, we're going to have to eventually go out and search for supplies. We might even find some survivors as we do that. As All Might is like, yes, that's a good point. As Principal Nezu is like, well, I would like to study these things more. Would you capture a few if you choose to do so? As they're like, you want to bring them inside our little safe zone? As Nezu's like, well, I have the perfect area that we can put them in. As I would just like to observe their behavior and run a few tests. See if I can find a solution to this problem we have going around. And they're like, well, that could work. But if you don't remember in the other part, I said Jules says she might have a cure, but she hasn't tested it yet. But yeah, only Deku knows about that. She might have a cure, but that's just an afterthought, basically. Because the people in UA don't know about Jewel yet, or even if Deku is still alive. Because I'm gonna say that Nezu was still watching the TV as Kaminari had like the TV running like the whole week as they were all just pretty much watching the news in that area. As they pretty much just settled down in one building with this giant TV. As they were all just pretty much watching the news, seeing what's going on. It's kind of crazy that the news was still running. And so I mean, like, they have helicopters, and I would think that the the news buildings would be pretty secure. Cause I mean, like, they don't want people just running in there and ruining their live performance. So like, yeah, I would say it's pretty secure. And they have helicopters to record the outside areas. They're not going to put anyone on the scene where zombies can just easily reach them. No, all the news is going to be in the air, on the air. So, as the area Kaminari was in is just pretty much just watching the TV, the news and stuff. And after the the plane crash had happened, I'll say it's been like 2 days before the news covered it, as they show everyone who was on the plane. As as yeah, everything on that TV was being recorded, so like they could go back and watch it later. As Kaminari shows this to Principal Nezu, and it's like, do you know any of these people? Well, what if they're still alive out there in America? We could rescue them, can't we? So like that happened. So I just wanted to say that Nezu remembered Deku's face. So like, just wanted to put that in there. Sorry about the pause. I don't know who that. Someone was calling me or something. I don't know who that person was. Where was I? Yeah, I was just explaining that Nezu remembered Deku's face because Kaminari showed him the video of all the people who were on that plane that crashed. So, like, yeah, just wanted to throw that in there. Because when Deku finally gets there, Nezu's gonna recognize him. So, like, yeah, I'll get to that later, but, Deku's not even there yet in Japan at all. They're like crossing the sea as we speak, so like as they speak. As they're still trying to plan out what they're going to be doing, as they finally come to the solution of scavenging for supplies. Is everyone thinking that's a great idea? Until we get a surplus amount of supplies, let's keep that speed growth quirk guy on that farm we built in, that area Bakugo was in. So like, they'd at least have something to snack on. But I mean, like, dude can't use his quirk forever. So like it's only gonna be a little bit at a time, and like it's not gonna be a whole lot. So yeah, they're going to need supplies. I mean, like it was enough for that small group of people that were in that area, but now there's like how many areas were there? Like four? Yeah, there was like four areas plus the survivors out in the school plus the recommendation test students, like, and the teachers. And yeah, as they then explain how many people actually died when the power was shut off. Has Yeah, remember civilians ran up in there with zombies chasing them, and like, yeah, not a single person that ran up in there survived. They pretty much just brought the zombie apocalypse to them, to the school. So like, if they were one of the people that ran to UA seeking shelter, no, they were unsuccessful in finding shelter. So yeah, I'm rambling on now, and I'm getting off topic. What's happening? Let's just skip to when. Nah, I'm not gonna do that. I'll get to when Deku gets there in the next part. So look forward to that. I'll guess I'm gonna end it off here. I'll see you guys later. Bye. See ya. Hope you enjoyed. Let me know what you think. Bye.